now it's come to the time where I want to start doing some detail work, and that means like painting the teeth and the eyes and some other things on the two monsters. And so one thing I realized is that I'd want to take the tongue out so that I can more easily paint the teeth. And I also saw that it'd probably be a good idea for me to go ahead and glue the teeth in on the canines in the front, top and bottom. In doing that, I will be able to paint them all together and match the colors that I've already put in the mouth here. I don't know if you can see there, but I think that that's the best thing to do, and then I'll still be able to put the tongue in afterwards and putty that. So what I'm going to do right now, so that I have time to do actual painting later tonight maybe, is I'm going to put just a little bit of super glue in place for the upper teeth. They're really small and a little bit hard for my big fingers to handle. I'm going to try to get a good hold on them and set them right in place. There we go. Turn it so gravity works on my side. Look and make sure it's lined up okay. Slipping around a little bit. There we go. Make sure we got the right angle and stuff, yeah. Looking good. At first I think I had them just a little off. And the fit is quite nice. Much of a seam to deal with or anything, but I will putty it just a little bit before I attempt to paint it. Okay, so there's the top ones. And I had already test fit these so that I am pretty confident about how they're going to go on. So now I will do the bottoms. Alright, put my lid on, and hopefully I can get these guys where they belong. Pieces are really small. Okay. Now's the time to make sure they're right before the glue sets. I think they're going to be good. Very nice teeth on a model kit here. They're nice and sharp, clean. They didn't take any work at all, hardly. Just a little bit with my X-Acto knife just to barely touch up. Otherwise they're good. And so when I paint them, they'll all be good. So I'm going to let that dry. I'll putty it and I will do some painting inside the mouth again, blend everything, paint the teeth, and then once the teeth are in there, I'll go ahead and put the tongue back in, putty that, do a little more painting, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then start the eyes. Hey, so yesterday I glued in the teeth and I puttied them, and it didn't take too much putty at all, just real thin, filling in some of the little cracks. And so now I want to paint the inside of the mouth a little more, and I want to use some different colors. So I got some color for the teeth, I've got some browns and reds and different tans, and so I put them together here. This is kind of a I've used this for inside of mouths for a lot of different kits. It's kind of my go-to, but I kind of pre-mixed that. But here I have some colors I'm going to just sort of put together until I get something that looks like what I want. I try to think, like especially on something like a Kong, what's the inside of my mouth look like? It doesn't look like a deep red, right? And your gums don't look a deep red unless you got a bad case of gingivitis or something. So I'm making a color here. You know, for this kind of thing you can go a little bit, maybe a little brighter, darker than you would with a human. But just going to add a little bit of this color and just see how I like it. I'm going to go ahead and let some of this tan color go right over the top of the teeth, because I'm going to paint over them anyway. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about the lip either, keeping it off, because I'm going to repaint that as well. Okay. Go on a little bit more red there. And the goal for me is to not have everything the same color inside his mouth. I want a little variety. Okay, we'll do the upper. Side there. I'm going to take some brown, go inside the throat with it, make it a little darker. Red. Go under the tongue. The tongue can be a different color too. Not a whole lot different, but a little bit. Just kind of blend those colors a little bit. And this is just with acrylics now. But when I start to when I get a little bit further and I'm ready, I'll be using oils. Lighten that up just a little more. hurry, and you can't do it wrong because you can just always repaint it. I'm going to make it a little bit darker, back in the back of the throat. There we go. And I'm going to want a little more red. I'm going to try some of this stuff now. Let's get some of this color. Use a little water. Okay. Just kind of mix some of this in. I'm thinking that when I put some oil washes and dry brushing and stuff inside the mouth, I'll get the color I'm really looking for. But it's what I got so far, and I'll be painting the teeth after I let this dry a little bit with a small brush to get them to stand out. So I'll keep working on it until it's just what I want. But that's kind of the process. I do the same thing with using a very small brush. I'll paint the eyes, and I'll probably do both Kong heads to do that. And then I'll start on the scroll crawler's mouth and eyes and work on that as well. So hopefully very soon I'll be showing you how this all came together with the tongue put in it and all this. Been working on the skull crawler head, just using some acrylic paints, some of which you see here, to do some of the details, such as the eye and the colors in the snout. And then I started painting the eyes on the closed mouth Kong, which I'm probably not going to use this head, but I like to use the head here. And so besides the teeth and the tongue and all that, I have worked on the eyes. And they'll look a lot better when I use some oil paints and some gloss paints to finalize them. But that's what I'm doing with the acrylics and doing the details, and so next time I will be putting washes in the teeth and mouth and around the eyes and the whole body actually, and using oils to do that, and then I'll do some dry brushing. So you're getting there. It's got a few more videos before I have it finalized, but it's starting to look like Kong. Next, I'll be able to do some oil washes, which on top of the acrylics I've just done after that's all dry, putting a little bit of brownish color in the eyes will give it a little tint of red and go into the like the rim of the eyes and give it a little more realism than what it has in this video. So next time we'll do that, do some washes, and then after that we'll probably do some dry brushing and finishing at the end. So maybe 3 or 4 more videos from now we'll be done. Okay, keep watching.